How we doing today? This is the introduction to More Know. More Know, where we're going to get into history, economics, law, everything that makes the world go tick, tick. Now, if you want to subscribe or follow, my IG page is Count Noble _ L Dallas. A lot of different stuff up there. Welcome. This is my fourth YouTube channel in about a week, I believe. I'm going to outwork the world. That's my job. I got to do it. That's what Moors do. Our GDP, gross domestic product, is knowledge. Do we overstand? Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. Welcome. More Know. Yeah. Right here we have Henry Louis Gates, Dr. Louis Gates, excuse me, Dr. Louis Gates. You know, the one that does all the ancestry.com and the one that does the genealogy on celebrities. He made this video about a year ago. It's actually on the website. And it states that only 92,000 Africans who were forced to make the voyages in the African diaspora. Now they said historically it was 60 million. 60 million. Now were the original slaves? Can someone please explain who now were the original slaves? Can someone please explain who now were the original slaves? The one thing that for some reason or another that seems to always be negated in knowing history, knowing our history, being told our history, or not seeking it for ourselves, is that we fail to remember for the simple fact that over 100 million indigenous people were already here. And we also forget that the first Slavs or slaves that were here, admittedly so, were Europeans. They sent their worst here. They were sent here to carry out their punishment and sentences. They were in jailers. They were peasants, serfs. In the caste system, they was the bottom of the bottom. They sent those individuals here as the first slaves. Admittedly so. Admittedly so. I'm gonna throw a little caveat in the brain capacity, or more know. There was no laws, none. There were no laws stating, listen to me very, 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 very carefully. I'm going to tell you two different things. Now, listen to me very, very carefully. And I'm going to leave you. I ain't even going to hold you. There were no laws stating ever that to be a Slav, a slave, you had to be African or Black. There was no law stating this. That's what you call a misnomer. Something that should already be known, but it ain't. Okay. I'm gonna tell you another caveat. And I ain't gonna hold you. There was no law stating that a slave master, a owner of slaves, had to be white. Abion. There was no law stating this, ladies and gentlemen. We pre-assume that all slaves were of color. Right? So I ain't gonna hold you. I don't want to. I'm gonna just add a little bit more, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. They said this land was that not discovered. Let's not say discovered, because that's just ignorant speaking. Right? Let's correct our way of thinking. Let's correct the way we speak. They said that of the East, in the East meaning only in your mind, you think only Europeans. This became aware of North, Central, South, America, Northwest Africa. They became aware. Is that correct? Is that right? Thought, the story, they thought the world was flat. So we went to this school, they went to explore. They thought they went around the world. They landed in India. So they named them Indians. That bullshit. To even keep that up is insanity. That's insanity. What other people have you ever known to be called a certain thing, but that's not them? And never corrected in history. Right? Because this is the story that was told. The story was told, oh, they thought they went all around the world and they landed in India. This is a line of fabrication, but that's the story that was told. 1492. Right? The same year that the Moors lost in the war with their cousins, the Al Europeans. Can't even call an Abion a European. No, you can't even call them a Caucasian. Gotta be part Asian, Hindus. They're Abions in Gullah land. So, but that's a lot of information. Let's just keep it simple. 1492, same year they defeated the Moors. They came here the same year. That's some bullshit. But either way, they came over here. Didn't know where they was going. Supposedly so. That's a lie. They knew exactly where it was going. They wouldn't know how to get here unless they were showed how to get here. The only way you could have got over here to the empire, North to South America, North, Central, South America, Northwest Africa, Central West Africa, Southwest Africa. The only way was a Moor Muslim had to show you how to get here. Because there was only ones allowed here. What language did they speak when they met the king of Cuba? What language did they speak? What language did these indigenous people, over 100 million strong, North, Central, South, what language did they speak? What language did the Native Americans speak? Or the not the same people, the natives and the indigenous, the Autochtons, the original people here spoke. What language did they speak? Right? What army was brought to defeat 100 million people? We was told that over 60 million took this voyage, and so many made it. After slavery, it was between 2 to 4 million quote unquote enslaved Africans at the end of slavery. And also remember that slavery was only in 13 colonies. Everything else that was west of it was the Northwest Territory, the Louisiana Purchase, the Missouri Compromise, the land of the Khalifa, Mexico, Texas, Mexico. These lands was all under different provinces of ownership to the indigenous people that were already here. Commenced all of the treaties, all the ones from Morocco and the United States to the Treaty of Guadalupe and Hidalgo, the annexation of Texas. Mexico, mixed breed nation. The language that they spoke, the natives, was Arabic. The language that the indigenous people spoke was Latin. The original Constitution is written in Latin and Arabic. The rewritten Constitution that came 100 years later, that was rewritten by the framers of the Constitution, not the authors, the framers. Look back at that number, 92,000. There was no laws that said you had to be of African descent to be a slave. There was no law saying that you had to be of Arabian descent to be a slave owner. Moors, the indigenous people, the Americans, the American citizen, not the one with citizenship. That's the 14th Amendment one. But the American indigenous people, we the people that created this thing for the United States, is of America, the owner of it. Own slaves. That's our sin. We own slaves. We did. The fight of the Civil War, ladies and gentlemen, is, or you can go to the book, The Forgotten Cause of the Civil War, was not to stop slavery itself. It was to stop white slavery, because there was no law saying that a white person couldn't be slave. And a white person, no matter where they was, even if they were so-called free on a free land, they could be taken into slavery. Mm-hmm. That was so mixing of the races. We've done everything that we see right now all before. because we have been misinformed like a mofo. Bamboozle, led astray, the blind leading the blind. More no. I am Count Noble L. Dodson, L. Bailey Bay. Please subscribe. Please share. Comment, like, dislike. All is much appreciated. We got a lot to bring. We got a lot to let you know about. I ain't even gonna hold you.